Hi, I'm Matt from Leicester Libraries Neighbourhood Services, and I've got a story today to tell you that I learned from a storyteller called Alistair K. Daniel. You can find him on YouTube if you search for Story Tent. But this is the way that I will tell it. It's about two animals, and it's a story from Zimbabwe. I suspect by now you've already guessed what the two animals are. That's right, it's elephant and rhino, or rhinoceros, if you want to give him his full name. Rhinoceros, what a fantastic word. Let me hear you. Rhinoceros, that's right. And it's about the day that elephant and rhino met on the path. And it's about who is the biggest, who is the strongest, who is the most important animal, and who should give way to whom. One day, elephant and rhino were out walking along a narrow path when they met face to face. Elephant looked at rhino, and rhino looked at elephant, and they realised there was no way they could pass by each other on this little path. They're both big animals. An elephant spoke. He said, "Moo," which in elephant means, "Please step aside. I am the largest and I am the most important animal here. Make way." Well, rhino just pawed the ground and snorted and said, No. I am the most important animal here. Look at this beautiful curved horn on my nose. Please, elephant, you must step aside for me." But neither of them would back down. An elephant looked at rhino, and rhino looked at elephant, and they took a step towards each other, and another step, and another, until they were horn to trunk, and they began to push. And they pushed, and they pushed, but neither of them could move the other out of the way. Well, by this time, there was a huge queue of animals behind elephant, and a huge queue of animals behind rhino, and everybody wanted to get past. They had to find some way to sort out this problem, this stalemate they were in. "Why not have a race?" said the monkey. So they lined up for a race. The hyena got ready. "Go," said the hyena. And off they went. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Huge feet pounding the earth. The bushes shook. The trees shook. The animals held on to each other just to stop from being shaken off their feet. And they marched and they raced and they charged across the bush. Until, with a trail of destruction behind them, the winner reached the finish line. And it was They got there at the same time. It was a draw. What were they going to do? Any ideas? Play snap? Well, they could play snap, but they've not got any thumbs. How are they going to hold the cards? A quiz. Good idea. They could have a quiz. So that's what they did. But elephant, he couldn't remember the capital of Ethiopia. Ethiopia's right in the north of Africa, and Zimbabwe's in the south. And although he got a cousin from somewhere up there, he wasn't sure. He just could not remember. It's Addis Ababa, by the way. And rhino, he didn't know the difference between a camel with 2 humps and a camel with 1. He lived in Zimbabwe. He'd never seen a camel. Neither of them knew how many beans make 5. And again, it was a draw. What were they going to do? An eating competition, that's it. The rhino started to grub in the ground, eating the grass and eating the roots, and the elephant ripped a branch from the tree with his long trunk and started to devour the leaves as quickly as he could. He wanted to eat as much as he could as quickly as possible. And they ate and they ate and they ate and they ate until they were both completely full. And the other animals looked on to judge who the winner was, and they decided that they'd eaten exactly the same amount. There was no winner. It was a draw again. However, were they going to resolve this problem? But what goes in must come out. And they'd eaten an awful lot of food. And so they decided they would decide it with a pooing competition. An elephant got ready. He dropped the most enormous balls of poo. And Rhino got ready and a pile of poo, the like of which you've never seen or smelt before. And the animals looked on, and they had to admit there was a clear winner this time, and it was the rhino. Elephant's balls of poo were huge, but Rhino's huge mountain of dung was completely unbeatable. Rhino could poo in the Olympics. He was definitely the winner. But Elephant, well, just look. He is quite a lot bigger than Rhino. And although Rhino's got that long curved horn, Elephant has two sharp tusks. And he took a step back, and he took another step back. He was furious that he'd lost this ridiculous competition. And he charged at Rhino, and he hit Rhino with those sharp tusks, and he tossed him over, and he trampled on him, and Rhino was wounded and trampled and hurt, and he limped off into the bush. And that's why, if ever you're in Zimbabwe or any other country where elephants and rhinos live, you'll see elephant poo, big balls of it, because he doesn't care. He leaves his poo everywhere. But you'll never see a pile of rhino poo on the track, because he scatters his poo, because he knows that if Elephant is reminded that he lost that ridiculous competition, Rhino could be in all kinds of trouble. And that is my story of Elephant and Rhino. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you go out and tell all of your friends, because, well, who doesn't love a poo story? Thank you very much.